Good evening. Welcome to Devour TV on this gorgeous radio, presented by Nekedie Studios. Good evening, Miss Chemistry.
Hey, good evening, you guys. Welcome out there. I'm the co-host Chemistry.
Let's get into this Iggy Azalea thing. Have you heard about that?
Nothing at all. What's going on with her now?
Well, she done did a photo shoot before, where her, I guess you can say, breast was exposed, and some people leaked the picture, and now she have a problem with that. I guess because the magazine said it wasn't gonna be leaked, but it wound up coming out.
Oh, okay. So, what's the situation? Didn't she already know the dotted lines and
Where she say
signatures on
she's
the contract? Because sometimes even though you do your pictures at the same time, they still have obligations and value over them pictures. That's the reason why you don't pay for those. Unless you pay for them, then you have obligations to get those. But if you ain't paying for those, are their pictures, and they can do it as they please, unless you have a contract.
where she said she has a contract where the pictures wasn't supposed to be leaked, but they wind up being leaked, and it's getting a lot of exposure. And now she wants to sue over the pictures. But I would think you ain't really doing nothing right now. So isn't that good exposure right now? If you ain't, I don't think she's done nothing in like a year.
Well, basically, any exposure, bad or negative, good or positive, is always relevant when you're not relevant. No
Right.
disrespect.
Well, yeah, she definitely was saying she was surprised that the pictures weren't deleted. And I'm like, well, if a photographer takes the pictures, none of the pictures are actually
So who
always
actually took her
deleted.
pictures? Like,
Um,
who was the photographer?
where it doesn't mention the photographer, but it is with GQ magazine.
Oh, well, they kind of more classy. Uppity photographer, magazine editor. So I'm kind of confused on that. Maybe she leaked it.
Right, right. I definitely wanted to get your opinion on that, Miss Model Star.
Because that don't sound right. Like, majority of them high name in magazines, they're going to be very prompt and stern on their photographs, on who they take pictures of. So for me, it kind of seemed a little airy, but again, things happen.
Right, right. Another thing that I wanted to touch on while we got the people's attention is about this new abortion law. Um, definitely in Alabama. Have you heard about that? Or
To be honest, I mean, they've been passed a law about a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3, 4 weeks ago, about that on that situation. Each his own. I believe on certain circumstances, those things may apply to certain people that need it. Rape, certain things may come out in that you may not want to keep it. But again, each his own. I do believe in the vacuum cleaner store though. You know.
well, they are trying to ban all abortions. So they saying even if you're raped, and things like that, like you must have
Exactly.
this child.
You're right. Exactly. They are saying that.
Um, and me as a man, I totally disagree with that. Like, you mean to tell me somebody can be raped or crime can be committed against them, and they have to have a child? Like, that brings on
Stress, agony,
attitude,
everything.
hate towards the child, things like that. So I definitely think they should look into
Yeah,
that more.
Congress and them need to go back and reevaluate that situation and have a sit down and see if they can, you know, find a better outcome with that type of law because it is kind of hard to even, balance the two. You never know what happens out here.
Right, right. Definitely. I mean, then another thing, even though I say if you should lay down if you can't take care of it, but sometimes it's financial reasons why people have abortions as well, and then they complain about how the government is taking care of these kids, but if y'all forcing them to have them, then ain't there more that you're gonna have to do?
Yeah. See, like I say, it's a real thin line, and honestly, just like how you throw people in jail, back then for people that were selling marijuana. Now it's legal. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? You done messed up a lot of people's careers. You know, it's a lot of things. I mean, each his own. The laws are there to be broken and to be governed. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on how you follow through.
Right. So about, I want to go back and touch on the Iggy Azalea thing because I know you've done like XXL magazine and things like that.
Yes.
So you as a model, I mean, as a model or artist, shouldn't you already know like when they don't use all your pictures, they still have a couple of those pictures?
Well, I come to any shoot with my little, what you call it, SD.
USB?
And we both have a contract to sign. You know, you sign mine and I sign yours. I'll make sure that I won't leak anything or publish anything, push anything out there on my Instagram, Facebook, and you make sure you don't leak what's coming out on here because sometimes I may have to be nude to take a certain picture, to have a certain image, but that doesn't mean you want to show those nudes to the world.
Okay.
You know, so you gotta be careful and you also gotta be comfortable with who you shoot with. And make sure you read the small, the black print. You know, don't get yourself caught up in something that you're not ready to fight through.
Okay, so I know you said about the USB. So if you sign their contract, they sign your contract, and still some pictures get leaked.
Yeah.
When y'all say they're not gonna be leaked, um, I kind of agree with what you said. Like, either she had a conversation with the magazine, or she leaked the pictures herself and trying to act like she didn't.
But
But
you know,
what's your opinion on that?
I just like I said, it can be a situation where she need to be relevant. It could be a situation where that somebody in the back, you know, just leaked it. Not, it didn't even have to be the front, you know, the front auditor, editors, or people that was actually shooting. It could have been someone that actually had, you know, something. I don't know. I don't know honestly. All I do know is you supposed to cover yourself, cover your tracks. If you know you're doing certain things like that, you should expect the unexpected.
I just hope the people out there listening to you, because I know it's a lot of inspiring models who just running around taking pictures and things like that. So I hope they really paying
And
attention to what you're saying about the contracts and getting copies of your picture on a USB. Um, because I actually know like quite a few that don't.
yeah, you got to do a lot of things out here. And on top of that, let me let you also know, as far as inspiring models, published models, regular models, at the end of the day, when a photographer approaches you about modeling, 9 times out of 10, you can charge them, you know, because they're looking for some help, some publicity, something that's going to get them popping, basically. So for me, if someone comes to me like they want to shoot me, it depends on who you put out there, who's been published, who what editor, you know, you can submit things to, so that I can know that I can charge you, or we can just do this on a basis okay thing. So you gotta know you gotta know a lot of ins and outs honestly about this type of game. It will get tricky with you, and sometimes you will feel yourself fall back from a lot of things, which I have done because this world got too plastic out here.
Yeah, I
And I
know.
ain't talking about the cards.
We know what you're talking about with that.
So
Um, and I know you were saying about if a photographer approaches you, but suppose you ain't really done nothing. Like you've never really done nothing. You don't have a comp card. You don't have a bio. You don't have a portfolio. But this photographer, or like me, which I manage models, I see you and I'm like, she might be good with the modeling. So now I'm giving you an opportunity. Because I think a lot of girls get caught up in that too, like, oh, well, how much you paying me? Well,
yeah,
like what?
see,
You mean?
you can't do that, especially when you're trying to get yourself out there. One thing you're supposed to do, and you're supposed to invest in yourself. If you don't invest in yourself, why should someone else? That's how I look at that. Now, between you and I, you know, I'm gonna pay for what I believe. I'm gonna pay for my look. I'm gonna pay if I need to get my lace done. I need to pay for my nail. I'm gonna pay for my whatever it is to take it the picture to look the most best, honestly. But a lot of people just want to take pictures and and put their ass out there. I mean, it's cool if you got an ass type of body, but sometimes a face will do and make a person feel more attracted to you
Um,
on a better
Funny
level.
you said that. I was just telling somebody that on my last shoot, like you sexy, you know, you have an ass, but guess what? If you not to sell that sexy in the face, that's gonna attract more. It's gonna kind of
Exactly.
like take away from people really looking at your body. Your body might be exposed, but they're gonna be like, dang, you know, her look.
The smile, you gotta know how to do all that when you're modeling your face, certain looks, certain eye glances. I mean, it takes a lot, but definitely, it's really up to you on how you do things. Honestly, I can't really say too much on how that Izzy Azalea thing went, but hopefully things will be overcome and things will be good.
Well, I know we got a special guest at Sugar Shash. Um,
She's in the building.
yeah, she's in the building. She definitely
Hey.
does the infused cupcakes and things like that. So I definitely will want to catch her opinions on some of this, as well as a business owner and things like that.
That's
Um,
let's
so
get on here.
Sugar Shack Sash is coming up in a few minutes.
Awesome.
But I'm more like Stroker Fresh.
What up, Stroker? Motherfucking Moon Rock King. DJ Stroker Fresh, we about to eat this one up. It's 10 in the morning today. He's a prince! Woo!
I be early in the morning making hits.
Early in the morning.
Gotta get the bacon whipping grits.
Whipping grits, whip.
Talking like he really with the shit.
With the shit, no.
You ain't out here really making flips.
Ain't making flips now.
Lying through your teeth, son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
Fucking with the team gon' get you hit.
Don't get you hit.
This ain't no cat, bitch, no.
Cat, no shit.
Handle all my business, I won't leave no witness. Why be young, rich, fuck around and take your kidney. Better watch what you say, dog, you ain't with it. No, I'm from Detroit City, nigga, keep it pimpin'. All these white peoples round this bitch, get the lynching. Don't make me come up out this damn shirt. Stop flinching, beat his ass down to the dirt. Tony Harrison, better think twice before you step to a veteran. Rip the flesh right off his motherfucking skeleton. I be early in the morning making hits.
Early in the morning.
Gotta get the bacon whipping grits.
Whipping grits, whip.
Talking like he really with the shit.
With the shit, no.
You ain't out here really making flips.
Ain't making flips.
I be early in the morning making hits.
Early in the morning.
Gotta get the bacon whipping grits.
Whipping grits, whip.
Talking like he really with the shit.
With the shit, no.
You ain't out here really making flips.
Hey,
Hello,
welcome
Miss
back.
D at Sugar Shash.
Glad to have you on the show.
Nice to be here.
Now let's let the people know first where you from.
I'm originally from Tennessee, but I relocated here about 10 years
Talk,
ago.
talk up a little bit for me.
I relocated here 10 years ago.
Tennessee. Yeah, that's
Nekedie.
the home of Young Buck. What's up?
Yep.
So how have you liked it being here so far?
It's different. It's really different. I'm from Memphis, so it's kind of like similar to DC, but a little bit different as far as the way the way they live is a
Everything
little
is
different.
fast.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fast.
faster here. So it's like the best of both worlds. I go back home a lot,
That's
so
good.
I enjoy both.
You have family here?
Yes, my dad is here, and he's married. I have two younger siblings here,
Okay.
so I got a nice amount of family here.
Cool, cool. So, quick question. So, where can we find you on Instagram?
On Instagram as sugar underscore sass d, on Instagram, and I also am getting my website together, so my website will be coming soon. So
Awesome.
you can order straight from the website. That should be up by the end of the week. So
What are we gonna order? It look like you got some goodies over here.
yeah, I bring y'all something to try. This is strawberry margarita and a regular margarita. Um, lemon, lemon infused, and the other is infused with Patron, but it's a strawberry cake base with lemon zest and lemon.
Awesome. I like
So
that.
so what made you get into baking?
I've been baking for a while. It's just always something I had a passion of doing. Growing up in Tennessee in the South, my grandmother's always in the kitchen baking. So she's like, you want to eat, you're going to have to learn
I cook.
learn how to cook. So it's a passion of mine, and I turned it into a business about last year. I've only been in business for about a year.
Good.
But it's just something I love to do.
Okay, okay. What's your favorite thing to bake? Cupcake.
Cupcakes. um, my favorite is strawberry honey. A lot of people order strawberry honey.
Okay.
Kiss My Peach is one of my other popular ones. Um, I started out doing it with peach syrup, but they got the Crown Royal Peach now, so I do both, either or, whichever one you prefer. So those are my two top sellers, but I dibble and dabble in a lot of stuff.
Did you go to school for it?
Yes, I did go to culinary school.
Awesome.
So I have my business license, insurance, all that's good. You gotta have all that. The
You
business
really do.
side is very important.
Right. Correct
And
about
it's a
that.
lot, so you gotta make sure you got all that together.
Okay, okay. So what's the most challenging thing as far as baking?
Ooh. Not really a challenge as far as the baking, because I try so much stuff, and some stuff is really trial and error. It's like, you have your basis of what you want to do, but sometimes it's like, hit or miss. You just gotta keep practicing and perfecting your craft until you pick up on, what your strong suits are.
Okay.
Sound good. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So, have you did any special events like weddings or anything, kids?
I did two bridal showers last weekend, actually.
Nice.
And then today, I actually did Girl Bosses of DC. They had an event
I
for
heard of them.
entrepreneurs in the DMV area.
Mhm.
I was a vendor, so that was my first vending event.
Okay.
Got a lot of clients from it, so I'm looking to do more. If anybody, looking for vendors,
Okay.
hit me up.
Awesome. Can I see your business card?
Sure.
So will you do all types of events as far as like, I know it's, especially here in the DMV, is parties, is weddings, is um exclusive things. So
Yeah, I'm open to all events. I've done graduation parties, I've done bridal showers, baby showers. Did a baby shower last weekend. So I'm open to anything.
So do your work have you traveling, or is just in this area so far?
So far just in this area. When I go home, I do promotions when I'm back home in Tennessee, and I get a lot of orders there.
Good.
My mom is really good at promoting me, so
Shout out, mom.
yes. So I get a lot between DMV area and Tennessee when I go back home. So
Okay, well, hopefully you get some more. We got a worldwide looking at you right now, so.
yes, yes.
Seems
Hit
like you
me
don't get
up.
a lot of time to rest.
No, pretty busy. I stay pretty busy.
Okay.
And so, like, your biggest project, is it more like a solo thing, or do you actually get help when you're inside the kitchen?
Solo, all
Solo.
solo.
Really? You
Yeah.
just don't trust no one, or is it more, um,
Mm, It's
it's
more
more
right now. I'm
a
still
comfortable thing for you?
in the baby phase, so it's like if my baby, you take care
More
of it.
comfortable by
Yeah, I'm more
yourself.
comfortable with me.
I
So I mean,
understand.
eventually, I think I'll get there, but right now it's just me.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
well, I'm somebody that like banana pudding, so you knew I was gonna touch on that, right?
I
So,
knew you was gonna hit that. But I mean, I do custom orders as well. I mean, I have a set menu, but I'm open to custom orders. Just try to give at least 48 hours notice. But I'm open to custom orders.
Do you even
okay,
ice cream cupcakes, stuff like that?
I do cheesecake cupcakes. Haven't
Okay.
tried the ice cream yet, but I
Yeah.
do cheesecakes and stuff like that. So
Okay. Sounds fun. So how long does it take for you to actually get your dish together?
it depends on
The
what
size of
I'm
the
doing because
event?
I do cupcake cakes too.
Okay.
So, cupcake cakes normally about an hour 30.
Any
'Cause
special ingredients you use that you like to tell the audience?
mm, I got a couple. Um, almond extract. Can't
Okay.
really
Don't
taste
tell
it,
them. Don't
but
tell them everything. Just give them
oh
one. That was
no.
it.
Almond extract is my biggest one though. Like,
You put in there a lot.
yeah,
It's good.
it turn up the flavor and a lot of stuff.
It,
You'd be
it really does.
surprised.
um, so what do you plan on doing with your business as far as future goals and?
My future goals is to have a storefront. Like
Nice.
I'm
Okay.
really pushing for a storefront. I actually just applied for for a business
Business.
license to sell out of a physical location.
Okay.
So I'm looking hopefully by the beginning of next year to have a storefront.
Nice.
So
Nice. That's
and
a
it's the
good look.
summertime, so business has been really good to me so far. So
And hopefully you can keep
cookouts,
it going.
graduates, like I said, it's some of everything. I've been touching on a lot of stuff so
That's a
far.
blessing. That's a good thing.
Yes.
You definitely done been moving kind of quick, like out of nowhere. You know, what I mean, I've been knowing you for a while. Know out of nowhere, you were baking, and now you like getting all these orders. I'm like, dang, when was I gonna find out that you was baking?
Yeah, it's kind of honestly, it was just I just decided to bet on myself. Like I have been doing it for a while, just kind of friends here and there, just something that I like to do. But when I really realized that I could turn it into a business, everything kept coming up, and it was like this might not be the right time. And so I just really sat down and just was like, either you gonna do it or you not. So I had to bet on myself and you know walk by faith really because I was waiting for the right time. And honestly, sometimes if you wait for the right time, it'll never be the right time. You just really gotta take that leap of faith and do what you feel is in your best interest.
Okay.
Honestly, you're telling the truth right there.
Yes.
If you wait forever.
Yeah, you'll be waiting forever, so you just gotta, put yourself out there and do it.
So what
Now,
type of, go ahead.
now I got a question for you because I also know you have a son, and I'm quite sure
I was
you
about to
might
ask you
know
that.
some of the things we were discussing before. So let's get your point on how you feel about the whole abortion thing.
Ooh, that might be a whole nother segment. It's a lot. I feel like personally as a woman to each his own. Everybody has different situations and circumstances. Um, but I also feel like politics shouldn't have control over
Human life.
women.
The
like
human body,
the human
period.
body, right? The human body, period. And a lot of these laws that are being passed in a lot of these states, like Alabama and
Texas.
Texas and all these other places, it's like even if people are getting raped, they can't do nothing about it. So you're creating a whole nother monster ultimately because these people go through depression, they go through resentment, then they talking about getting people off of social services and welfare and all this other stuff. I mean, you pushing them more and more to that direction by having to, deal with those type of situations.
Circumstances. Absolutely right. Sad, actually.
Yeah, very sad. I mean, because everybody's situation is not the same. So,
So on your off days, what do you do? Do you read books? Do you read into the politics, or
on my off days, I'm still busy. To be honest, I'm ripping and running with my son or looking for different events to
how
go
old is he?
to. 4,
Oh, baby
going on
four.
40. That's my old man. Um, but really just spending time with him. If I'm not spending time with him, I'm looking for different events to network and grow my business. So I'm always doing something.
Is he helping
Always
you in the
on the
kitchen?
move. He tried. He tried.
Would you be like, get out?
Yeah, cause he tried. Cause he get a little fast for me.
So how do you deal with um, running a business and having a child and doing whatever you need to do on the side of that?
Ooh, it's a lot, but I try to stay organized and try to set things up. My calendar, I'm a big person on organization and
I need you in my
calendars,
life
and
then, because I'm a
so it's
mess.
like I do my calendar beginning of the month. His events, my events, orders, everything like that. I just try to put it out there
So your
before
son
we
has
got for the
events too?
month. Yes,
What
he's
do you?
Mr. All American. He wants to play soccer and football and swim, and
You keep him
so
active. Keep him
he
active. That's
oh
good.
he's
Keep him
very
active. That's a
active,
good thing.
very active. So he does a lot. He keep me running. So in between him and my business is pretty much networking. I little social every now and then, but I'm not a big party person. I'm a
Okay.
little boring. So
So when you in your car, what you dancing to?
oh, um, I'm still stuck on 90s, 80s
There
R&B.
we
So
go.
like,
There you go.
so I'm listening to all the old school stuff, Jodeci,
Oh yeah,
all of
you
them.
trying to make another baby.
Yeah,
Oh
that's like
Lord.
early '90s.
No, no, no. One and done, one and done.
That's what they say.
Yeah, he's 4 though. That's starting all
My
over.
son's 17.
That's starting all over though.
As long
That's
as
no,
you
no,
ain't
no.
going through menopause, it's always a
Oh,
chance.
it's always a chance, but he bossy. He don't want no more.
We'll see, but
So he don't want no little
sister.
brother,
Oh
little
no,
sister.
no. He the man. He know he the man, and that's all
Is
he
that
want.
him or is that you?
Oh no, that's him. That's strictly him. He don't want no more.
That's funny.
He's very jealous, very territorial. His
Sheesh.
little cousins can't catch a break.
Okay, so I did notice you say um, about you writing your code and then you plan out and things like that. Now I'm also a business owner, so I gotta ask because like I'm not a person that like to write. It's like the more I write, the more I forget. I'm like a person that like to keep everything in my head. So for people like me who don't really get into the writing, how would you like express that for them to pay attention to their writings? Because I can post something right now on the wall for the next week,
Pass
but
it.
when that's coming up, I'm gonna forget where I wrote it.
Your phone. I tell a lot of people like it's so technology based now. Your phone. I have apps on my phone that are calendars. I have stuff linked through my email to my calendar. It'll pop up like the day before, a couple days. It pops up to remind you or whatever. So I have both. Like for me, I like to write mine down so I can physically see and be aware. But I also have it on my phone too, because you get busy, you have things that you do. Everybody, things slip through the cracks. But if you're not get a planner, organizer type thing, your phone. You always got your phone.
Okay. Also, let's touch on for any of our people that's been thinking about baking and things like that. Um, how would you, well, what would you say is the most important thing for them to start doing first?
On the business side or baking? Because it's
Business side and baking.
okay. Business side, before you decide to officially just launch your business, go and get all your license and your business permits, your insurance. That's a must.
Okay, right.
Because Maryland do not play. Taxes, comptroller, all of that. You go down to circuit court, apply for your business license, get your name trademark, get your LLC, all of that good stuff, before you really start pushing your business. Because you don't want to run into a situation where you're running a business and you don't have those licenses and stuff, because once you get out, right, you will get audited.
Yes, you will.
And if you're out, vending at an event and somebody just so happen to come up to you and ask you for certain things and you don't have it,
that's a liability.
That's liability for the people that you vending for. So you have to be on top of those things on the business side of it. The baking side, yeah, I say patience, really.
Okay.
Because everything's not always gonna turn out the same. You could do a recipe a million times in one day. It just
different.
Don't come out right for whatever reason. It could be the oven, it could be your ingredients, whatever it may be. But just be patient and make sure you allot your time with baking. I learned early on as far as taking orders. I was taking orders left and right, but I wasn't managing my time to where I'm like, okay, well, it take me 30 minutes to do this, and then they want them in an hour. You rushing, and then you got poor product, and you never want to put anything out there that's substandard, because your product is a representation of you.
I understand.
So you always want to make sure that your time management is spot on, because that's a big thing as far as baking.
Cooking period too, though. Cooking.
Yeah, cooking in general.
Yeah, you can burn the bacon and don't even know it.
Right. Run to the bathroom or something, and then the whole house smoking. Time management is the key with anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, right now we're going to go into a little break with this video from Purge J on Devour TV, and we'll be right back.
Now it's summer rain. Now it's summer rain. Bitch load with the alley-oop. Hit a spring lake, now it's summer rain. Got so many hoes, don't know which one to win. Cold-hearted from that ice that I'm covered in. Thank you, lucky, roll the dice, see what your number is. Money on my mind, bitches on my dick. 5 bitches put up in a Hummer whip. 5 bitches one of it. And you could get the money from your block if you pumping it. Shut it so lit, can't finish sentences. All these blues in my pocket, I invented cream. And you can't notice this if you got common sense. You should know the bitch if that's your property. Get 100% up off this sloppy neck. Cash, yeah, that's my money, yeah. You been tricking for me about 2 summers in. Used to acting dumb like you don't understand. Heat up like the number said. If you ain't gon' slide the slopes, don't be outside with us. Yeah, number 6. If you ain't gon' slide the slopes, don't be outside with us. Drugs on my mind, didn't wanna sell. Hoes on my line, tryna find a pill. You can try to cross me. I'll be back for that ass like I'm on Schwarzenegger. Snipe you
So welcome back to Devour TV on this gorgeous radio. Here we're at Sugar Sass and my beautiful host, Chemistry the Porcelain Doll.
Good evening.
At Miss Sass, what words of encouragement would you give other women for building their brains and pursuing their dreams?
Um, my words of encouragement is just don't look to the next person for validation. I feel like a lot of women look for the next person and say, oh, well, she doing this, they ain't trying to do that. It's room for everybody to eat. And that's what I try to tell people. Um, I have a lot of friends that are entrepreneurs, makeup, hair, baking, whatever. But like Brianna, she got her makeup line or whatever. Who was that? Kylie, she got hers. If they was like, oh well, I ain't doing it because Rihanna got it, like where would they be? It's room for everybody to eat. You just gotta follow your dream. If that's your passion and that's what you want to do, stick to it and do you. Because
Listen,
you
ladies.
have other women. I've had other women that are bakers. There are certain things that they couldn't do that they called me, hey, I got a client that wants this or whatever, or vice versa. I've had to call a couple other, bakers and say, hey, I got a lady that wants this. I can't do it. Can you do it? So it's just about being open and, just trusting your instinct and following you and just prosper, give a hand to somebody else, help somebody else grow, and just be a source of encouragement for everybody else because you might not know, you might be the determining factor in between, your next big come up. I'm not saying that you're doing it to look for a come up, but give back. Like once you get to a place where you feel like you've established your brain and your business, help somebody else that's in the process of trying to get theirs.
Exactly. Feed knowledge. Feed knowledge.
Yes, definitely.
So, do you feel that your marketing plan is working, or are you still trying to work out your niche as far as your marketing plan?
Um,
Basically, is it more like when you're marketing, are you out hand by hand flyers? Are you more internet bound when you're doing this
Um, I started more internet bound, but I found that I gained more clientele and more customers
face to
by
face,
actually going out and face
hands
to
on?
face interaction and
Exactly.
things like that. That's why I've started to look into more of the networking events and being vendors at people's events because they want to have that face to face interaction with you. I mean, social media is so prevalent, but it only gets you so far. So you still have to
Exactly.
do that leg work and be present and, you know, shake a hand, pass out cards, flyers, whatever you need to do to kind of boost, you know.
With the product, with the faces, and that's
Yes,
how it
right,
is.
yeah.
I understand.
So as far as for someone like me that's changing their eating habits and trying to eat healthy, um, do you make cupcakes for like people like myself?
Sugar free?
I'm actually getting into the gluten free. I've done about 2 orders a day. Interesting, but it still tastes good.
Rewind. You said interesting. Let's go back.
No, interesting in meaning not in a bad way. Interesting meaning like they still taste good.
Awesome.
Like, cause
Okay.
I always had I guess the stereotype that gluten was like gluten free was nasty,
Okay.
but it tastes similar. Like it's not a
A big
huge
difference.
difference in the flavor
Okay.
when it comes to like the gluten free.
So it's really not a big taste difference.
No.
But calories wise.
Oh, it's a difference calorie wise. But taste wise, it's not a huge difference.
Okay.
Okay. So you said you just getting into that. So how you feel about like I guess can I say like that form of baking? Like you think that's something you would look into more of doing or
I'm looking more into doing it. I'm not gonna completely go gluten free, but I do feel like you have to, you know, step into other arenas to be able to accommodate certain customers, and a lot of people are going, gluten free and vegan and stuff like that. So you kind of have to keep up with the times and the flow, and you have to, learn those things so you can be more marketable. It's another way
Oh,
of being
yeah.
marketable
More
to,
relevant.
to your customers
Hmm.
because, you know, we get more and more gluten-free restaurants, vegan restaurants, so you gotta keep up with the times. So I'm definitely, working on honing those areas to be more available to customers.
Okay. Now you touched on vegan. And I never really heard of like no cupcakes, no cakes, and none of that.
It actually is, and I
Really?
really didn't have it, but yeah, I was googling it one day. Um, Talk to you one day actually. And I was googling it. Actually, it's like vegan cupcakes and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I
I'm
haven't
not,
tried them yet,
I'm not
so
knocking
I'll let
it.
y'all know how that
Yeah, go
goes.
ahead,
Okay.
try
But
that. Let me
Try it
know.
first and let me know.
right, I haven't got it
I
yet, but
love
once I try
cupcakes.
it, I'll definitely let y'all know. But it's vegan cupcakes. It's just about vegan everything from what I was researching.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
they can make anything vegan these days.
Sheesh.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so we was on break and we was touching on this topic about back in the days how we basically was taught by our grandparents not to like when you baking, don't be running running in out of her kitchen or you gonna flatten them. Now is that true?
That is true.
My
That
mother
is
used to whip
true.
my tail and I ain't understand why,
Oh
but
yeah,
okay.
that is true. It's very true. Because the cake is supposed to rise, so when you have that movement, because in the oven it's still,
Exactly. So
it's still, but you get them moving around and you run in the kitchen, the cakes will go flat. I mean, they still might taste good, but you get in trouble. That cake go
yeah,
flat.
man, trying to tell you, it was horrible. I never understood until I got older. Like,
Yeah,
so
it will. It will
Man,
flatten out on you.
that's a little crazy to me. That's
you
like
never
a
heard that
cake
before?
having. I've heard that,
Oh,
but that's
okay.
like a cake having senses or something. Like, oh, she moving, so
Cause, but
I ain't
why
gonna.
don't biscuits do it? Cause when I be running in
They
the kitchen,
can.
oh, they can. I
They
haven't
can,
haven't
especially
done it.
like the homemade ones.
Oh
They
no, man, no
definitely
homemade.
can.
So, what's your ambition about your brain or your motivation?
My motivation really is to, if I'm being completely honest, like it's a passion of mine, no doubt, but it's another source of income
Yeah.
for me. I'm a medical assistant, and I also I'm helping or assisting with a women's empowerment group that I just started with one of my coworkers. So,
Don't be going out there getting locked up now.
oh
I ain't got
no
time
no
to be
no.
protesting.
Oh no no no. This is like a
Okay.
women empowerment, like networking and
Got
like
you. Okay.
that type of thing. We ain't in the streets,
Yeah, I don't need you with them big old
all of that.
posters in front of the White House
Oh no,
talking about empowering us.
I can't get locked up. I can't get locked up. Got this boy at home, but it was another source of income for me, along with being my passion, and it's like I feel like living in this area because, like I said, I come from Tennessee, so it's a complete difference on the financial tip. Cost of
Communication
living is so
much higher.
much higher here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I make decent money as a medical assistant. I'm actually in the fall be going back to school for nursing.
Okay,
But
congratulations on that.
yeah, but I needed another source of income, honestly, because I'm a traveler. I love to travel,
Yeah,
take my trips. My son loves to be on the go. Sports are not cheap, so
you're right about that.
it definitely was, and that was my motivation to be able to have that extra income, to where I could have a business that would sustain other things, and I wouldn't have to be, living quote unquote check to check. Like a lot of people in this area are, because cost
Business
of living
owner.
is crazy.
See, people don't realize that as well. These times and era, these days, basically, you
Yeah.
have to have more than just one
Yeah.
income. So you gotta at least try at least three to make it out here. I'm not.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Back then we used to joke about it and be saying, oh, we working like a Jamaican, working like
Yeah.
an African. You have like 4 or 5 jobs. No
Yeah, but
discrimination
you
because they
do.
work hard.
You definitely do, and I feel like honestly, for our generation, do something that you love to do. I mean, cause I found this thing on Instagram one day. It was like your 9 to 5 should support your dream. Your dream should support, your extracurriculars, and then you should also invest in property. And it was
Exactly.
like you invest in property, you use your dream
Your
or
equity, all
your
that.
entrepreneur to invest in those property, and then you have three sources of income. They're working off each other, and you basically that money stacking up,
It
and
sound
you
good
able
when
to live the
if
life that you want to
yeah.
live, not worried about living check to check. So that's where I'm trying to go with it, and to me, ultimately, is to leave something behind for my son. Because I feel like in the black society, we don't leave a lot behind for our children.
I'm sure don't no land or nothing.
Yeah,
But I
it's
mean, from these
definitely
questions,
important.
I'm hearing somebody grown because I remember somebody used to tell me I be doing too much, but now she talking about 4 or 5 jobs. So what made you come to that conclusion now?
Growing, just growing, and becoming a parent. Really, um, you have to be able to sustain.
Multitask.
Kids not cheap. School not cheap. Like my son's in private school, so it's like it's a lot. And then, like I said, I always wanted to leave something behind for not only my son but my family, for my parents, and something that I could build to where he would have a stepping stone.
Exactly.
Okay, so with Father's Day coming up, do you have anything planned? Any discount cupcakes?
I do. I haven't got all of the promotions set just yet, but I am doing a Father's Day box. Um, it's going to be 6 cupcakes, brownies, and infused strawberries. And it's a box. It's $50. Um, but I've started doing smaller portions. So if you don't want like a whole dozen, I do half a dozen. I do four. Um, so just you know, everybody don't want a dozen cupcakes. I mean, so
With the
you have to.
infused we do.
Well, we definitely can get you there and get you that.
Yes.
But I try to to
Accommodating.
accommodate everybody. Um, but Father's Day, I'm looking at doing a lot. Cause Father's Day is, I feel, is such a
There
underappreciated
you go.
holiday.
Exactly. It really is,
An
considering the fact.
underappreciated holiday. So I'm really trying to push that big. Because we always celebrate Mother's Day. Everybody go all out for Mother's Day. But I feel like fathers should be recognized as well. So I'm definitely looking to do
Believe
some
it or
stuff for
not,
them.
these days there's a lot of fathers out there that done more than women I've
Yes,
seen.
yes, that's a
It's
lot of
kind of
fathers.
yeah, it's kind of
I was
real.
raised by my father, so I feel like black men are very
Shout
important.
out to the real dads.
Yeah,
I was raised by grandma in them kitchens. Don't run in
oh
them. Shout out to
yeah,
those.
yeah. I mean, grandma helped too, but my dad pretty much raised me from 8 on up till now. So I feel like
Is he
black
in the
men are very
military?
important. No, he's actually a PG County police officer.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Um,
Shout out to PG County. Yeah.
yeah, so very, very important, very instrumental in my life. He pushed me, like,
That's
being
what a
raised
father's
by a
supposed to
father
do.
is totally
Different
different
than
than being raised
yeah.
by a woman, and I feel like I was blessed in that aspect because it made me tougher. It made me a lot tougher, but it also,
Mentally,
yeah,
mentally
it also, like, just mentally made me so much more
aware. Yeah.
aware
Exactly.
of life and just men in general, because my father's straight shooter. So
Yeah.
as far as
Literally.
growing up dealing with guys or whatever, like, he know best. He a man. Who better to tell me about a man
Yeah,
than
man.
him? And with my
Is he good in the
son.
kitchen?
Oh yes,
Okay.
great in the
Yes.
kitchen. But he's more so of the cooker and griller. Like, he grills. We from the country, so like
Exactly. I got you.
we
I
grill
got
all
you.
the time. Like, we do ribs, brisket, all of it. Like, that's my main. And then he's an entrepreneur himself. Like, he does t-shirts, and he also does photography. So
So for this Saturday coming up, we're gonna do that. Be down Deja Vu. gonna be down Deja Vu this Saturday coming up in the morning?
Yeah, definitely. I was about to touch on that,
Cause I
especially with that women empowerment group she got.
yeah, you can bring
They
that down there.
I definitely
No,
get
from
that.
11 to 4, we be
Okay.
down
and
Deja Vu doing
also,
the lounge.
Okay.
also, you saying you being raised by your father. Is there any things you teach your son about respecting women?
Oh, definitely. I feel like you got to start early this day and age because there's so much going on in that world now. He's very respectful, and I feel like with my father being a big presence in my life and his life, he's seen firsthand how to treat a woman. My father's married, been married for 15 years. The anniversary was actually yesterday.
Okay,
Um,
congratulations,
so
happy anniversary.
he's always grown up around love, and he knows, the respect of women and how men are being treated. Because I mean, you can tell your kids all the time. It's more so what they see. So if they see, okay, my dad, he respect my mom. He treat her right, or vice versa. They're more likely to absorb that and
Carry
go
that
forward
on.
with that, carry that on with them as they get older. So I feel like
It's a
it's a
blessing.
big thing. Yeah, it's a
Well,
blessing.
well, what I want to say about that, wait till he get older and see the real. Because it's definitely things that my mother told me, and I look at her now and be like, what? That ain't
Because
how
times
all
I
these
mean,
change.
women should
times
be treated.
change.
Times
Like
change,
they,
Times
but
change.
even though times change, that doesn't mean you have to with your morals and values. Especially when it comes back from from our great grandparents or
Yeah.
our parents, because that's the real life for real. You
Yeah.
see how even though the grandfathers or the fathers may do what they do, they was always home.
Yep.
They didn't bring it home. You know, my grandmother and them, they made sure a house was a home. With all the grandkids, it was always a bunch of kids in the house. So
right.
it just seems like if we can keep those old morals
Yeah.
into play, a lot of disrespect will be very low. If we can bring spankings back, you can say spankings, get your ass whooped,
Trying to go to jail.
and, well, I just feel like at the end of the
That's
day,
my child. I
yeah,
would never do that with my child.
exactly.
And I feel
And
like there's a
it's
lot of
certain
kids that I
levels.
whooped.
The first thing to do is not to hit them. I mean, you got certain
Yeah.
levels, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna take it to them certain levels.
Yeah.
If
Definitely.
sometimes
Definitely.
talking is not for talking.
And every kid is different.
Exactly.
Like,
So you gotta learn.
I get a little, you know, bass in my voice, and he's like, all right, let me chill out. But I mean, every kid is not the same. And for me, I mean, my parenting style, I'm more so. I talk to my son. I allow my son to express his feelings. Like, if he upset, okay, well, why you mad? What's wrong? Because I feel like in the black community, it's more so. I was raised children are to be seen and not heard.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's not necessarily that day and age anymore. It's like you have to listen to your kids. Like, how do you know what's going on with these kids if you're not allowing them to express themselves to talk? Now, I'm not saying be disrespectful with it,
Yeah.
but allow them that voice to tell you and let you know what's going on and how they feeling.
Okay. I definitely would want to keep this conversation going, but this the end of the show right here. So again, I'm gonna tell everybody, welcome to Devour TV. I mean, yeah, welcome to Devour TV, broadcasted on It's Gorgeous Radio, through Nekedie Studios, and also Miss D. Let's let the people know your Instagram where they can follow you and find you
I'm
at.
on I'm on
Again.
Instagram at sugar_sassd. It's sugar_sassd on Instagram.
Awesome. Anywhere else? Facebook, Twitter.
I have a Facebook too, and the Facebook is just Sugar and Sass on Facebook. But like I said, be on the lookout for the website. It's coming very soon, and I will keep everyone updated.
Okay. And again, this is Devour TV on It's Gorgeous Radio, through Nekedie TV. Thank y'all for paying attention.
I'm your host, co-host, Chemistry. Y'all have a good one.